Hello, I'm Ted Corliss with the Corliss Barfield Trial Group. We've prepared a series of videos to assist people in making educated choices about hiring a lawyer. I'd like you to put that aside for a moment though, and I want to talk about Harambe. Harambe was a 450-pound gorilla who was living in the Cincinnati Zoo up until just recently when he died as a result of an accident involving a 3-year-old little boy. Over these last several days, I've had a number of individuals reach out to me, both to ask me my legal opinion, but also to get my reaction after the death of Harambe, a lowland Congo gorilla that was living in the Cincinnati Zoo up until just a couple of days ago. The situation is this. A woman had a 3-year-old little boy with her, her son, who was playing near the gorilla cage. Harambe had never been involved in any issues at the zoo during the almost 17 years that he'd been living there. Apparently, the mother wasn't paying attention to what the boy was doing, and he somehow crawled into the moat near the area where the gorilla was protecting his family. However I may feel about the death of Harambe, a gorilla who had lived for 17 years in the Cincinnati Zoo, it doesn't change the specific legal issues associated with what happened. Let me describe some of the issues that are likely to come out in the future about what happened in Cincinnati. First of all, we have to ask ourselves, what was the mother doing just prior to the time period when the 3-year-old little boy somehow crawled into the moat with the gorilla? Second of all, I'm very curious to know what kind of protection would have existed to protect the 3-year-old little boy regardless of what Harambe might decide to do. You see, when zoos create these environments, they are obligated not only to protect the animal, but they're also obligated to protect individuals from their own stupidity, because we don't really know how it is a mother could have lost control of her child and given that child enough time to crawl into a cage with a 450-pound silverback gorilla. Then, the most disheartening part of this, even worse in my opinion than the injury to the 3-year-old, is the fact that because the gorilla had the 3-year-old in his arms, the zoo had to shoot him and kill him. What a horrible result. But the truth is that once that boy got into the arms of that gorilla, it didn't matter how he got in there. Because at that point in time, the zoo had an obligation to protect the life of the 3-year-old, even though it meant ending Harambe's life. I suspect there's going to be some kind of lawsuit filed in this particular case, and I think these are the kinds of issues that they're going to have to resolve. I hope you don't have any questions about how to store a 450-pound gorilla. But if you do have some interesting legal issues that you'd like to share with us or learn more about what your legal rights may be, I'd invite you to go to our website at www.corlissbarfield.com. Or if you have a legal issue, please give us a call for your free consultation. Thank you.